Hi everyone, welcome to Soul Path Guided Tarot for our weekly yes or no pick a card. As we always do, we ask why or why not, and sometimes we get pretty straight answers and sometimes we get unexpected information or guidance. So just keep that in mind as we listen. Here we have 4 choices today. We have 4 different cards from this deck with some really beautiful illustrations in it. Before I get started, for those of you who would like to reach me, I get a lot of questions about content, questions about different things in the reading, or to book a personal reading. You can reach me at my email, which is in the description box below, along with the timestamps. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who is booking the readings. Thank you to everyone who has been here, who continues to come back for videos and shares your thoughts and feelings on your comments. So thank you, I appreciate, and I do answer each and every one of those. All right, so we have 4 choices today, as I mentioned. Let's go ahead and get started. The first one is this image here. You might be drawn to the image. You might be drawn to the number 37, which reduces to 10. Then we have, and that one says aura. Here's our second pile. This says key number 33, master number 33. The number for the Ascended Masters, it's the number for freedom, and a number for communication. All right, then we have pile 3, which is the snake. You might be drawn to snakes, what they represent, shedding the old, healing, transforming. The number 7 might be important to you. This is the number 2023, the year we're in, is a number 7 year. That might be a life path for you. And then we have the card Pathways, number 22, yet another master number. All right, here we go. So all of these numbers are significant in numerology for different reasons, and we'll talk about that should the cards represent a need to do so. Okay, so let's all just take a moment, take a deep breath. I always ask you to leave whatever energy, thoughts, or feelings that you had prior to sitting down to listen to this reading just off to the side for a moment, and we'll go ahead and get started with 1, 2, 3, or 4. Hi, group 1, pile 1, this is your choice. Aura number 37. So this illustration has a lot going on. Obviously, we've got moths and butterflies, transformation. We've got a crown, which is sitting on the crown. You can see some of the inner workings of the body, illumination of color. So there's a lot going on, as there is in each and every one of our auras, right? So that's kind of, it represents, it's a color that represents our true nature at the time. So we come in with a aura, but over time, through experiences, through thoughts, feelings, and emotions, that aura can change. It can change in its integrity, meaning it could go from being pretty solid as far as no holes in it, to people who actually end up having like tears or holes in the aura. If you think about it, it's like if we grabbed all our thoughts, feelings, and emotions and the vibrations that came with it, that's going to represent our aura. And sometimes these things change and evolve as we change and evolve. So think of it as your energetic frequency, okay? The number 37 represents and reduces to the number 10. That reduces to 1. That's always about some kind of new start, a new beginning, and a reevaluation of, what's been going on, or the need to reevaluate. So maybe some of that kind of resonates with you. All right, angels, spirits, and guides. Let's start with some tarot. We're going to take what flips out. We switch to oracle. Okay, so we have the 3 of Pentacles. So that's our earth energy. Now we have the 3, meaning the Empress. That's major arcana. So now we have 33. Let me see what else. The Hangman, the 8 of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. So for this group, there's going to be, it's exactly kind of what we talked about with the numerology of the number 37. Some kind of new beginning, some kind of new start, some For some of you, it's a real shift in energy and consciousness because of what you've been through before. Because front and center here, we have the hangman, all right? And that always represents when we've been through things that have put us through the paces, that have tripped us up, that have been difficult, that have caused us strife or strain, okay? Things that we thought would maybe go in one way and they went in another direction. We weren't happy with that. And we kind of get into a funk, right? We think we can't get out of this. We think there's nothing I can do. I continue to be in the same place vibrationally, emotionally, physically, metaphorically, literally. So this is about reevaluating your situation. Sometimes it has to do with the dreams that we have, the hopes and wishes. This is Neptune energy. But this is also a lot about realizing that there's something that needs to change, and you're willing to be open to seeing things in a different way, knowing and recognizing that's what's occurred in the past, the things that turned out the way they did. You don't want to be on that path anymore. Okay, you don't want to do that anymore. So for some of you, if you've worked with energetic healers, they might have said to you, you have a tear in your aura, you have holes in your aura. Well, sometimes those are the things that we feel throughout our life as things that prevent us from moving forward. And then spirit comes in, universe comes in and says, let's change that. Let's change that perspective. Let's take a look at things differently, see things in a way that maybe we wouldn't approach that way before, but now it's time. And we kind of recognize that there's something within us pushing. And with this change is going to have really positive impact on your life, because these cards are very much about changes in your circumstance, changes in your situation, okay? So I love this major arcana, the Empress. This is ruled by Venus. This is the planet of love, of course, but it's about the things that we want in life. It's about the things that make us feel good. It's about creating. It's about reaping what you sow. It's about bringing things to fruition and just kind of being on a different trajectory where we make things happen. We're kind of the master of our own ship, right? We don't react to what's being done to us. We kind of choose things based on what we feel intuitively resonates with us and is right for us, and we follow that path, and it's one that leads to harvest, abundance. This is a card where there's always something growing. In traditional tarot, she's pregnant, so she's growing a child. There's always fields growing. There's plentiful fruits and vegetables. That represents abundance, okay? And then what this shows you is that the universe is working behind the scenes with this Eight of Wands and the Knight of Wands. This is our fire energies, right? Aries, Leo, Sag, about synchronistic energy. It might be light codes. It might be downloads you're getting. It might be downloads you're not even aware you're getting in your sleep. It might be things you're actively doing. It might be healing that you're going through. It might be things like changing vibration through resonance work or biofield work or sound healing, okay? But this is shifts and change of your circumstance, your energy, your passions, all right? Seeing things come to fruition. And from these cards, we know that we then get the Three of Pentacles, which is the card of, I know my role and I'm going to choose the place, the people, the circumstances that I'm going to have play a part in my new path forward, in my new idea, my new story, my new movie. And I'm going to, again, be the master of the ship where this abundance comes in. So it has a lot of resonation with what we talked about here in the number 37. All right, angel, spirits, and guides. What else, please? What else? Look at that. Pluto, transformation. Exactly what we talked about with that number 37 in the aura. Changes, renewal. We talked about that. Basic intuition and instincts shifting and changing, all right? Being motivated, being ready to make some serious changes, right? Letting go of a scenario where we're, like I said before, the things happen to us and we're trying to keep things at bay. And this is, no, I'm transforming the way I see things, the way I interpret things, the way I integrate things, the way I look at myself, so that I can make some real changes for me. I mean, this card is, associated with the Judgment card in tarot. And the Judgment card in tarot is all about healing and moving on and ascending and growing spiritually and evolving, right? So maybe we're evolving, we're becoming more emotionally mature. Maybe we're evolving in our thoughts. Maybe we're evolving in our ability to be courageous and confident in going after what we want. You know, we see the citrine here that represents abundance as well. So very synchronistic card with regard to how you're moving, how the energy is changing, and some of the things that you can expect. I mean, it's a general read, so everyone is going to choose something different or be concerned about something different, but you get the idea. And then we have 33, creativity. By all above and all below, let me connect, let creativity flow. All right, you guys, so now we have 33, 33. So this is a very powerful number about manifestation. This is a very powerful number about changing your circumstances. It's a powerful number about communicating in a way that you believe what you hear and say. You communicate to those around you so that they understand what it is that you're trying to accomplish, that you're trying to do, that you're trying to reach, even if it's a relationship, right? This is about you speaking up for yourself about what it is that you need and want, okay? And then the bottom of the deck is number 29, healing. And we talked about healing that would take place with this hangman here. Candle flame, burn this hour, bring me to your healing power. The number 29 is a number of, reduces to 11, and that is a number of being on the path that brings you great joy, abundance, peace, a lot of positive things in life, things that make you feel like things are finally going in a direction where you can continue to build on something and look back at it and say, you know what, it was all worth it. I figured it out. This is the number 1. So now we have 111, 33, 33. So a lot of really positive master numbers for some of you. Now, a big part of this process in this transformation is trust. All right. And that's something hard to come by when we have had a lot of difficulties in life. So for some of you, the message is you really have to kind of have some faith and trust not only yourself, but the universe as well, okay? And then you have commitment. So for some of you, this is about, you know, the obvious commitment in a relationship. For others of you, it's making commitment to self. For others of you, it's committing to a project, a platform, study, an area of study, your degree, searching for a job and committing to kind of working outside of the way that you have before to try and network with people. If you've struggled financially, it might be about thinking in very different ways about how you would make money. You know, we have the number or 33 with creativity here. Maybe you haven't seen yourself as very creative. Maybe you felt like your creativity is blocked. Okay, maybe the way you were creating things wasn't resonating with you, therefore it's not resonating with others, right? Because what we kick out as far as energy and thoughts comes back to us. So maybe there's kind of a need to think about things differently in that way. Okay, but this is all about renewal, resetting, transformation, moving forward into something that's going to provide you with things to feel good about. Maybe it's money, maybe it's self-esteem, maybe it's relationship, general read. So of course, insert, you know, your thoughts on this. Oh, look at this. And then we have perspective, and that's what the hangman is all about. So again, it's what they're telling me is the perspective is so much connected to your perspective about your situation and the potential and opportunities, your perspective about yourself. All right. There's too much, for some, there's too much old baggage, and it sounds, I mean, the things that we feel and carry with us, they're there because they impacted our lives in a way. But sometimes we have to release that, right? That's part of that transformation. We release. It's kind of like this volcano. It releases all the pent up energy from the magma and the fire and the heat and the pressure from the earth, right? Releases it. It's the same thing for this group here. And then we have breaking bad habits, self-acceptance, excellent mental health, and letting go of vices. So that's part of the transformation. I mean, we can all say that we've got some bad habits. Maybe it's when we look at ourselves in the mirror and we don't say such nice things to ourselves. Maybe we have the bad habit of thinking, you know, how things aren't going to work out instead of how things are. Maybe we have the bad habit of worrying too much about something. So we all have something that we can kind of address with that and try and work on that, because it takes the pressure off us emotionally and mentally, which then gives us space to like breathe and lean into what it is that we need. And then the other card that flipped out for you is Abracadabra with Wings. Fantastic good fortune and lucky chances. All right. So this is very synchronistic, both of these cards with all the cards that have come out for you, pile one. So this is a yes. Your cards are powerful. Your cards are transformative. Your cards show a lot of things to look toward. So this is definitely a yes. All right. If something resonates, please like and subscribe. As you go forward, I wish you peace and joy. Namaste. Hi, group 2. This is your choice. This is your card. There's a lot going on in this key card, number 33, master number 33. So maybe that number is significant to you. Maybe that's your age. That is the number for the ascended masters. So I'm getting Buddha, Mary, Magdalene, Jesus, Melchizedek. There are many, many others, Saint Germain coming through. This number is about them, but it's also about communication, all right? How you communicate in all ways, as well as a number that represents freedom. So when we look at this, you know, it's kind of like, of course, if you've had your palm read, you know that each of the lines means something, right? And then you've got all of this ironwork here with this gate and then to this palace. And when we see the key, it's kind of like, you know, obviously you have the key to opportunity. You have the key to make a change. You have the key to yourself, your soul, your heart. You understand. You're a little bit more engaged. You have a greater understanding of how to move forward and open that door. It's a lot about kind of feeling like things are lining up for me. So I think I can kind of figure this out. I think I can make a change. And it's almost like, I always think of the key always has like a hole, right? A peephole. And it's like you can kind of get a little bit of a visual of what might be on the other side. Yet there's a lot that's unknown. And so it's ideal to use our imagination or our thoughts and our dreams about all the potential, all the possibilities that could be there for us, right? Without the fears, without any of the things that can sometimes be limiting. All right, so let's see, what do we have group 2? Angel, Spirits, and Guide Tarot first. Okay, so we have Judgment in reverse. All right, so this card is the card represented by Pluto. Pluto is a card about deep transformation. Wow, and then you have another major arcana. You have the Justice card here. Interesting. All right, we have the Scales of Justice, Scales of Balance. Then we have the Eight of Wands, which, you know, for the Eight of Wands, that's about the universe aligning with us. So we're a vibrational match for things to be an opportune time to change, right? To make shifts. Because eights in tarot are like, we're moving on. We're moving from something. We're moving to something. There's a movement that's going to improve self, because the number 8 also represents the self. This is Justice with 11, and Judgment with 20, which is also about balance. We have a lot of messages about balance, shifts in energy, changes. Let's get one more card, please. Angel, Spirits, Guide. One more card for group 2. One more, please. Well, that was the whole thing. Here we go. That flipped out. The World. All right, so the World is that card. It's Saturn energy, and it's a lot about, you know, the feeling of I'm finally connected to it all. It's about self-mastery and completion. So for this group, this key represents you moving into a place where there's a restoration of balance. You're in alignment with energies that are coalescing with your energy, with your vibration, and you're moving into this place where you've kind of gone full circle, right? You've been through so much, you've discovered, you've loved, you've lost, you've failed, you've won, you've achieved, you've had setbacks, and everything in between. That's what that card is, because it's the last card of the major arcana. So it's a very impactful card to get. And then we have Judgment here, but you've got this in reverse. So Judgment is about healing, compassion, growth, spirituality, spiritual awakening. So I think what some of this group is, some of you practice how you've evolved spiritually, you've had awakenings, you've had shifts in consciousness. But every once in a while, you get triggered by the 3D stuff, and we all do. We all go through that. We get triggered by that 3D, and we get sucked back in to the, they call it the matrix of the 3D life, right? All the things that keep us forgetting who we are at that soul level, the one who has the key to everything, has the key to opening. So for some of you, it just means that if you've been tripped up, if you've had a problem, if you've had a setback, if there's something or someone that has triggered you, that it's just time to kind of refocus and reset. They're showing me the Four of Swords, which is a time to kind of take a mental break, take an emotional break, take some quiet time, take time away from the people, the situation, the scenario that's really draining you, and find something that's more high vibrational, high energy, positive, to help you, kind of reset. Because this restoration of balance is going to lead you to amazing things where you will have the key, you will have the you will have the next, you'll know what to do, right? It's like you have a ring of keys they're showing me, but out of all those 10 keys that are sitting on that ring, this one is the one that's going to open the door. All right. Sometimes they give me funny visuals. I'm like, who has 10 keys on their ring anymore? But anyway, okay. Angel, spirits, and guides, what else? Group 2. Okay, 6th house, craft, work and details. So you might be really concerned about work. You might be concerned about new work that you're trying to build, create, all right? You might be a health coach. You might be a life coach. You might be in pharmaceuticals. You might do something with herbs. You might be kind of somebody who's starting like a channel about using herbs for medicine. You're writing something. You practice, traditional Chinese medicine or Ayurveda. Just changing and shifting in ways where you're in alignment, like complete coherence. Okay, so 6th house, that is Virgo energy. So you might be Virgo, but it's a lot about connecting with work habits, whether it be for things to heal yourself or things to heal others, just your overall well-being, taking care of yourself, okay? Something needs to, and that makes sense with this, something needs to kind of help shift so that your judgment card is upright. Let's see, what else do we have? Angels, spirits, and guides. And then we have good cheer. With kind heart and humor free, may good cheer rule, so mote it be. Yeah, so remember I said that they showed me the 4 of Swords. When we've gone through things that have just drained us, that have been difficult, we kind of get low, right? We get discouraged. We get afraid. We get feeling like we can't get anywhere. But what this is showing you is that with this shift in thoughts and emotions and kind of a reset with this new energy, you're going to have that connection with all, right? And when we get connected to all, when we get connected to Creator, things start to get easier. We get a little bit more clear on with our intuitive hits. Some of you with your different clairs, right? Your audience, cognizance, sentience, voyance. So that starts to kick in. You don't have to be a medium or a psychic to have those things. We all have them to one degree or another. All right, so you can trust that you have that, and you might want to consider developing that a little bit more. And then manifestation, that's what this is all about, manifesting, right? Creating, building, manifesting, reaping the rewards for it. Angel, spirits, and guides. Yeah, dream time, creation, again with creation. So this is a time to create. This is a time to reap the rewards, to manifest what it is you want. But there's this need for emotional or mental well-being. All right, so you need to refocus and reset a little bit, restore a little bit, because you have a lot of positive cards here about having the knowing, the inner knowing, right? So that you are able to achieve an understanding. Yes, this makes sense. This is right. This is part of what I'm supposed to do next, all right? For whatever it is that you want. All right, angel spirits, guys, what else? All right, so we get healing. So again, that comes through with judgment in reverse, the imbalance card with justice, and I mentioned that they showed me the Four of Swords, true healing of the mind, body, and soul, and we talked about that, so that's necessary. And then the other card that you have is time to shine, creates the energetic resonance for golden opportunities. Do you see this, the synchronicity in the cards? It's like with a little bit of emotional, mental, or physical healing, it's a reset of the thoughts. It's a reset of the energy that we emit. And with that comes manifestation, the world, meaning we've gone through it all, we've learned, and now it's time to create and reap the rewards of this Eight of Wands coming through, okay? All right, so for you, group 2, this is a yes. You have a lot of really positive cards here. It's just sometimes we just need to heighten our awareness about what's the one little thing that might be kind of pulling us off the path or trajectory that we're supposed to be on to reach these beautiful cards here, all right? This is your time to shine. Trust that. Trust yourself. It's a beautiful time to create and manifest, but you've got to believe in self. You've got to connect in a way that is that of faith, trusting, and a little bit of surrender. And with that, we end up with the key. And I think that's why you have the number for the Ascended Masters here as well, okay? All right, so that's what I have. If something resonates, please like and subscribe. As you go forward, I wish you peace and joy. Namaste. Hi, group 3. This is your choice. This was the snake, number 7. So 7 is a number for alchemy, okay? 7 is the number for change. The number of changing one thing into another, so opposites. It's the number that has to do with divine intervention. So snakes represent many things. Some people see them as transformation. They represent healing, shedding the old ways, shedding old people, old circumstances, old skin, the old you. It can also represent so like the reptilian brain, right? Where we're caught up in the things that are mostly ego-based and we're not very centered or in alignment, mind, body, spirit. And it can also represent people that you feel are deceptive, right? People who are envious, people who try and prevent you from reaching your full potential or wanting to see you succeed or do well or anything like that. All right, so interesting. The Lovers, Gemini energy. Knight of Cups, the Star, and Seven of Swords. Wow. Okay, look at the cards that came out based on what I just said here. Okay, so interesting. All right, so Lovers, Gemini energy. So this is definitely about a relationship. So if a relationship isn't what you want to hear, then please consider choosing a different pile. But this is about a relationship. Now, what's interesting is we're going to bring this card up first because we saw the snake, which was a 7, and now we see the 7 of Swords, okay? So one of the things about this card, I mentioned it can be someone who is deceitful, so someone who lied, who cheated, who stole from you, who misrepresented themselves, who took your money, who took your innocence, who took your heart. The 7 of Swords is like that thief in the knife, right? They always come in and they, they're giving me the word beguile, which is not a word I use, but they can be like the fox here, the trickster, right? They present themselves one way and then they end up being another way. And they leave you in kind of a mind cluster, right? Because this air energy, so this is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, this is air energy about our thoughts, what we think, what we feel, what we intuit, all right? And it can be altered in a way that tricks us into believing we're something that we aren't. We're not enough. We're not good enough. We're not worthy of love. We're not worthy of feeling what all of us should feel when we partner with someone. Okay, so that's energy there. Now, what's interesting is we have the energy of the Star. This is Aquarian energy. This is so much about healing, overcoming, restoring balance. She's got these water jugs, right? And she's alchemizing her situation from the past, from that of envy, deceit, lies, distortions, right? and shedding that skin, moving away from that into healing, into great blessings. She's surrounded by water because she sits in the pool of consciousness. Water is all about our emotions, how we feel. They call it the waters of the heart, right? And what do we have coming towards us but a relationship that is new, that is different, that's going to be something that is positive, that's going to support us, that's going to help us shed that old energy and shed that old skin, that's going to help us see us for what we are, how we are emerging, how we're transforming, how we're healing. So very, very specific shift here. That's pretty cool how that came out. Ooh, okay. 10th house, reputation. So this is about your long-term goals, okay? This is about relationships with masculine energy, all right? This is about how you see yourself long-term. This is about how you perform. So your career, right, and your ability to create, your ability to study, to effectively pass tests, to prepare, that can all be affected by the mind games and the pain that you've had from someone else. All right. So this is a shift that this person's going to have a very positive effect on your long-term goals. Okay. 10th house is Capricorn energy. But big shifts in how you see yourself. And then that starts to shift the way you see relationships and potential and life itself. And then look at that, joy. As I do will, so mote it be. Let joy and light radiate from me. Yes. Number 16 is a 7. So now we have 7, 7, 7. A very powerful number about alchemy. Very powerful number about the divine coming in, angelic presence around, starting in, healing, moving on, starting in a new direction. What is that direction? The direction is the kind of people you attract because you now have changed the way you see and feel about yourself. So you're going to bring in different kinds of people who are more suited to you, people who are more loving and creative. And look at that, home flips out. Yeah, someone who you can build a home life with. Maybe it's in that traditional way. Maybe it's just someone that you want to, go off and travel different parts of the world for a while and just be free. Maybe this is about someone that you can actually start to look for a home with when you get pretty serious with this person. Build a life, have a family. So someone you might move in with. Maybe someone's asking you to move in with them. Maybe you want to move in with someone else. Maybe you want to take your relationship to that next level. Okay. Yeah, look at that. New moon promise. Look at that image. A new start, a new promise, a new beginning. The new moon always brings in new opportunities. We let go of the old, right? It's the period where we start to see potential again. It's a great period of time to start a new project, to start a new relationship, to build on something. It's very positive, okay? It's very expansive. It shows a lot of potential. It shows a lot of evolution. Angel, spirits, and guides. What else do we have? Look at that. On target. Follow your ideal life path. So maybe I mentioned in the introduction you might be life path 7, but this might be your ideal path with this person after the healing. And for some of you, you might be the one helping the other person to heal because they've been through this and shift into this very positive energy of long-term potential that's very full of promise, right? That makes you feel at home with that person, like you're on the path that you're supposed to be on. All right. So for you, group 3, this is a yes. This is about transforming. This is about moving on. This is about blessings of growth, of what you've learned, of what you've cultivated from those other experiences, how you find your joy and how you share that with someone else that gives you something amazing. And through this transformation, you end up with different kind of person because that old you had a different vibration. That old you had a different sense about them, all right? And that is shifting and changing where we bring in someone who's better suited, who might be that divine partner, that twin, that soul that you're looking for, all right? So this is a yes. If something resonates, please like and subscribe. As you go forward, I wish you peace and joy. Namaste. Hi, group 4. This is your choice. Your card is Pathways, number 22. 22 is a master number. It has a lot to do with balance, with creating, with kind of being the, like I said, the captain of your own ship. So this is a strong message for you to consider a change, look at your options, look at the direction your life has been in. Are there opportunities ahead? Do you need to let go of something so you can find your way through to the other side? Do you feel like you're kind of uncertain, like, there's some indecision in your life that they're giving me they're showing me the Two of Swords, which is kind of feeling like you're at a crossroads. So you can ask yourself, do I want to go on this new path and have a new experience, or am I feeling like the path I'm on is the right one? And for each of us, that answer is going to be very different, obviously. But if you are standing, like they're showing me the Two of Swords. If you're standing at a crossroads, does this look like this is something that's right for you, that's appealing? Or does it look like you've been on the wrong path and perhaps you need a new way of going, a new way of trying to navigate the situations and circumstances of life? Yeah, okay, so 10 of Wands. So this is your fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag, but this shows that the path you've been on has been daunting. It's been burdensome. It's been really challenging. And so some of you are looking for a new path where you can create a different life for yourself, where you can restore balance, where you can kind of be in charge of your life and the options and the outcomes, okay? Where you're tired of kind of being the one carrying and holding all for everyone else, right? This is an energy of you taking on way too much for the sake of everyone else, all right? If you truly look at your circumstances, this card is about not doing what you do because your heart really feels into it, but feeling like you have to. You owe somebody. Someone feels like you owe this to me, or family is like, you need to do this, or there's a lot of controlling people around you, or circumstances that are very burdensome, right? It's like a struggle. It could represent a financial struggle, an emotional struggle. Two of Pentacles. This is the earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, a Capricorn, of having to make some kind of decision. All right. So it might be about finances. It might be about work. It might be about finding something where you feel like it's a little bit easier sailing, right? The waters aren't so rough. It's not so difficult, but you haven't made a choice. So here we have 2, 2, 2. So there's a real need to restore some balance and harmony into your life, right? There's been a lot of upheaval. And look at that 9 of Cups, beautiful water energy. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, about finally making a decision, choosing the path where you are, in fact, the one responsible for creating a life that you really want. You're creating what you need. You're that person that's in alignment with the universe, right? Things are all kind of moving along as they should. And the 9 of Cups is you're so incredibly happy. You're euphoric. You're thrilled. You're finally achieving. You're emotionally fulfilled instead of being drained and empty, burdened, struggled, happy, emotionally fulfilled, content, a lot of blessings in life, a lot of things to be grateful and thankful for. Yeah, and look at this 10 of Swords. Okay, 10, 10, 2, 2, 2, major numbers about ending cycles, starting something new that brings in balance, harmony, where you can reach this 9 of Cups. Amazing. And look what was under that. They kept showing me that, and there it is. Amazing. Spirit never disappoints. Okay. So for some of you, there's been a lot of mind games played with you, and it's taken a lot out of you. It's been something where you feel defeated, or you just can't break out of a cycle or a situation. All right. For some of you, you have taken on so much because of other people, and now is the time to choose you. And with that choosing of you, with the 10 turning to 1, you have a new start to bring balance and harmony where you create the life you want and you have great emotional fulfillment and happiness. All right. And then you have Ascendant, Lookout, Worldview, Mission, Statement, Expression. So this is how your outlook is going to change. This is how your situation's going to change. This is how you're going to see things differently. You're going to be different, and therefore your experience will be different, okay? And then you have Pisces, the Mystic, imaginative, compassion, healing, empathetic, mythical, adorning, magical. Okay, so some of you might have this Pisces energy. We talked about this water energy here. Okay, but this is beautiful energy coming through. The mystic is someone who's in touch with self, self-aware, to understand self, all right? Builds boundaries, all right? Deals with things that need to be dealt with and makes sure that they're emotionally fulfilling and not draining, all right? So for some of you, you know, you might have some mystic abilities. You might be drawn to the mystical, the mystery schools, the ancient ways. For some of you might be learning how to incorporate that into your traditional life, into your traditional jobs. I mean, there's mystical things that are used in the most traditional industries ever. It's kind of shocking when you start reading how some of these, the most incredibly successful people in industries, they rely on a lot of kind of ancient mystic practices. All right, and then we have 30, health. Mother Earth, sweet Mother Earth, bright, bring me to your health and might. So some of you, this is about your overall health, your overall well-being, your mental well-being, your stress, okay? So restoration of that. This pathway is going to clear that up for you. And then the other card you have is letting go. Allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again. So letting go of this 10 of swords, this 10 of wands, all right? This is the crossroads that you're at. You know, with this 2-2-2-2, you can really make changes in your life that bring amazing harmony and coherence to your life where the outcome is different, but you've got to let go of the past. And I know it is incredibly hard because I'm one of those people who struggle with that. I literally have to work on it every single day of my life. But it changes your energy. It brings you a lot of joy. It shifts things so prosperity comes into your life. Helps you sleep a little bit better. You know, you feel like there's going to be success ahead of you and you feel like you're getting some real guidance, divine guidance, right? It makes you feel stronger, makes you feel better. All right, angel spirits, look at that. As I say prosperity, look, it just flips out. Prosperity, 9 of cups, prosperity, definitely. So, you know, we've got pentacles here, so we definitely have money aspects coming in, but prosperity can be emotional health, mental health. It can be a sense of well-being. It can be a sense of peace because we no longer carry this heavy, heavy burden. And this reconciliation, this card always means reconciliation with your higher self, your soul, all right? Your letting go of those things that got in the way. Some of you, this reconciliation is about the mystical, the magical, that's within you. That's with, you know, some of you come from family lines, bloodlines, ancestors that were mystics. Look into that. It's incredibly powerful. And like I said, even if it's just to learn about it and incorporate it into your traditional life, your traditional job, it's amazing how it can have an effect on your life. And then you have fog, veiled. Yeah, coming out of that fog, right? Seeing your path ahead clearly, knowing where you're going. 10 of wands is fog. 10 of swords is definitely fog, right? It's things are veiled. You can't see. You can't see the sun through the clouds. Well, with this, letting go, the 2 of swords, the 9 of cups, everything comes clear. The fog is pulled away. The sun comes through bright and clear, and your path is illuminated, okay? All right, so for you, group 4, this is a no because you've got this energy here that you need to let go of, all right? So if you wanted a no, you got a no. If you wanted a yes, the biggest thing for you is to let go, and the ring in my left ear, let go of that thing or those people or those memories that have been grasping you and pulling you and weighing you down and making you feel in your heart and in your mind like you're unable to find your way. Like this life is never going to be able to have a clear path for you of balance, of harmony, of love. So that's what I have for you, group 4. If something resonates, please like or subscribe. As you go forward, I wish you peace and joy. Namaste.